on, y'all? The Brandon Brownson here, alongside a Heckler. Told you you'd be getting quite familiar with him. So, when we were doing our Cards Against Humanity video, which should be up by the time that you guys see this, we mentioned the story of how I met this kid. So, I thought that, might be kind of fun to sit down and tell that story.
Wasn't that my idea?
Yeah, that was your idea.
Dick.
Trying to make it sound like me because I need to feel a little better about myself.
Consider it stolen.
Exactly. So this was, what, 3 years ago?
4. Oh no, it's going on 5.
Wow, is it really? So, 5 years ago, to tell you this story, I have to give you a little context. So, 5 years ago, I was in a band called Far From Exile. And due to some certain circumstances, there was a huge list of clubs and venues that would not book us. And part of that was because, not going to name any names, not even going to say what the person did in the band, but one member of the band kept canceling shows. Usually day of, that member of the band would decide that he didn't want to do it. So what we started doing was, I kind of decided, okay, we need to keep playing shows, but all these places won't book us. I'll start seeing what local stuff we can do, like, you know, DIY gigs and shit like that. So, asking around, trying to figure stuff out, and we end up getting an invitation to play some kid's birthday party. It was like a Sweet 16, which is why heavy metal band was hired. It wasn't like Barney's Dreamtime Adventure or anything like that.
I love you!
Oh god, dude, we should have done a fucking cover of that. Anyways, we were offered about $250 to do it.
Seriously?
Yeah, we were offered $50 a head. And there were 5 members in the band, so
And only you showed up.
well, we'll get to that. Yeah, it was $50 a person, which altogether would have been like $250, which would have been more than enough for us to go out, get some of the equipment that we needed so we can start doing more DIY basement shows. You know, like PA system, mixer, all of that shit. So I set up that gig for us, and a few days before, one of the members of the band, again, I'm not naming anyone, but one of the members of the band got a hold of me and let me know that he couldn't do it because his dad was in the hospital. Okay, perfectly legitimate reason. And, like, the day before, another member of the band called to tell me that he couldn't do it because I couldn't even tell you the reason. It's been such a long time, but for some reason or another, he couldn't fucking do the show. However, me and the 2 other members of the band were the core of the band, so realistically, we could have gone and done the show, and it would have sounded perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but it still would have been acceptable because we were the 3 primary members of the band. And that still would have been $150 in our pocket, which would have really helped us with getting equipment and shit like that. So, come the day of the show, the member of the band who had proven to be quite problematic with canceling the day of, gets a hold of me and says he doesn't want to fucking do the show. Which kind of pushed me over the edge and is ultimately the reason that I left the band. Mind you, at the time, I was running like a 104-degree fever. I was sick as a dog, I had no right to go out and perform, but I had made a commitment to go out and perform. I had made a commitment to go out and do this gig. So I get a hold of the person's mom who was hiring us, and we're talking, and she's kind of freaking out, and I mentioned the fact that I do stand-up comedy. I could come do like a half-hour, 45-minute set, which wound up being like 2.5, 3 hours. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, so we work out the arrangements, and, you know, I'm supposed to be getting paid $50. I didn't, but that doesn't really matter. So I get to the show, I go to said person's basement, said person in the band's basement. I take my amp back, and to be perfectly honest, I stole his microphone because I was pissed and I needed a microphone. And I get to the person's basement, ready to do the stand-up show. And that's where this kid comes in. So I'm up there performing with like a 104-degree fever, sick as a dog.
His jokes were sick as shit too. Probably should have put him down.
Listen here, you little shit. Still heckling me.
5 years down the road and many more to go.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm up there, I'm trying to perform, and every, like, second or third or fourth joke, this kid starts heckling me.
Okay, for my own personal defense at this time, I was, like, fucking 14 at the time, and, oh, I put my age out there. I'm 18, everyone. I was, like, 13, 14 at the time. And granted, as anyone who's been through an American public high school will know, freshmen are, they think they're top dog when they're actually just dumb as fuck.
Exactly. So
I was a freshman, so
when I say that this kid was heckling me, I don't mean like coming up with anything witty or clever or original. It was along the lines of,
give them an example. Throw a joke out. Just do something.
Like, for example, I'd go up there like, do not play, or if you're going to get lyrics to a song tattooed on you, do not get This Is a Song That Never Ends, You Will Run Out of Space.
Ha ha ha! Good joke, faggot.
That was the extent of it. Like, I remember vividly, like, the last thing you said to me was, oh yeah? Well, you're a faggot. He paused to think about it, and he just ends up calling me a faggot.
Yo, you're like a dick.
Exactly,
Homo.
something like that. So, needless to say, this kid was on my shit list. Like, I've been heckled before, but the fact that he was heckling me... Let's put it this way, I got an extra 45 minutes onto my set, just tearing into him, ripping him verbally limb from limb, because he wouldn't shut the fuck up and let me perform. And I deal with hecklers by calling them out on their bullshit and usually tearing into them, and he had legitimately pissed me off, and I'm really funny when I'm pissed off, apparently.
Best part is, even though he was so pissed off and I was the shit, I still went home with a girl at the end of the night.
Yeah, no kidding.
Worst mistake of my life, but I did it.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. But anyways, let's go ahead and fast forward to, what was it, like, beginning of summer?
Recently?
Yeah, 2013.
When we met back up?
Yeah.
No, that was, late fall.
No, it was...
Because we moved in August, and then you showed up a little bit after.
Right, so it was like
end of
September,
August.
October.
Yeah.
So
Sometime in fall.
anyways, so, they all move in here. I wasn't living here at the time, obviously. But they all move in here, and our former roommate, Tessa, brings me over. And as far as I know, I'm meeting this kid for the first time. And
we're outside smoking a cigarette, and, I made a comment about the night back in my freshman year when I was giving him a bunch of shit. His first response to me saying that is, "You're the asshole!"
And I'm pretty sure I decked him.
No, you didn't hit me.
I didn't?
No.
I could have sworn No, later on I punched you in the arm for that.
Yeah, you punched me in the arm, but you didn't deck me.
Right, so it was the reaction of, like, I remembered who he was. You're the fucking asshole who heckled me at the show! Dude, it's been like 4 years. You're still pissed about that? I've had 4 years to sit and stew in hatred toward you. And I just laid into him for like 15, 20 minutes. And I remember after I was done, he just looked at me. Like, we each smoked like three extra cigarettes on top of what we were smoking at the time. When we were done, and quite literally when the smoke settled, he just looked at me, So we cool? No, but I'm willing to at least be your friend now. And from that moment on, he got the nickname of Heckler. And he will never fucking lose that nickname because I met you because you heckled me hardcore on the show.
And I still do it.
Yeah, only now you're actually funny.
I try.
So,
I learned more jokes than faggot. And
yeah.
homo. And you like dicks.
Yeah, you learned jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, yeah, I thought it'd be really funny to share that story with you guys. Again, I'm kind of trying to introduce the members of my house slowly and surely, and I think comedically we bounce the best off of one another, so I kind of decided to introduce him first, and this is the proper introduction.
The fun story of how we met.
So, that about does it for this video. Now, before we go, as always, I haven't done it like the past 2 videos. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this stuff down there in the description. So, if you go down there, first and foremost, check out the Chameleon Couch Productions Facebook fan group. Lots of nerdy discussion going on there. I post all my videos there, so you'll see them all. Which, realistically, the YouTube subscription service sucks. So join the group. Be up to date with all my videos. Follow me on all the social media sites. Check out my other channels. There's a bunch of other cool channels from other awesome YouTubers who I think that you guys should follow. So go check them out. Check me out. Check out the other channels. All that fun shit. Most importantly, though, remember to like, comment, subscribe. The Brandon Brownson, signing out.
And Heckler as well.
And Heckler as well.